what are you doing? It's Paul from Magpie 24/7, out and about again. And yeah, did you watch the England match yesterday? Oh my word. Apart from maybe about 2 or 3 minutes after they went behind, yet another rancid, turgid, boring, lethargic, disjointed performance from England. It was absolutely and utterly fucking tragic, wasn't it? And the worst thing about it, you've got Southgate sitting there. He said a lot in the press, but whilst he sat there on the bench, he does fuck all. He's not positive, he's not proactive, he's not looking to change things, alter things, come up with a new plan, inspire, motivate at all. Hey God, the man, I said it in a post earlier on, he's like a fucking cactus just stood there. He's got the motivational fucking skills of a turnip at best. And oh my word, it's just terrible. The entire tournament, I've been speaking to quite a few people on our Facebook page on about this. The tournament in a whole has been terrible. But then I actually sat and I watched the France and Portugal game. Now, fuck me, that was as bad as an England v England game. And then, you know, you put the England match on and you're thinking, surely to goddamn somebody's had a word in his ear. He's listened to maybe some of the senior players. He's tweaked things, he's improved things. He can't play this badly, you know, game after game. I know he said week in, week out, but you know what I mean. Can't be this bad. But then we are, you know. Honestly, this entire tournament, I just cannot wait. Even a pre-season friendly. Give me a pre-season friendly with 20 fucking substitutions, you know, against Hull or whatever like that. It really doesn't matter. It has to be a step up to what we've been watching. I actually got the tickets booked up for Hull, funnily enough, over the last couple of days. And I'm looking forward to that. I cannot wait to see Newcastle United back in action. And I can't wait, to be honest, for the end of these Euros. It just feels to... Surely to goddamn, we cannot win it. It's got Spain's name wrote all over that trophy. They have gone for it. They have got match winners. They have changed things up. They've gone for adversity even. They've played the Germans and still managed to progress. Meanwhile, England have done absolutely and utterly fuck all, barring the odd few minutes here and there. By all reckoning, they should not be in this competition at all anymore. They should have been found out. They should have been knocked out before now, and yet they're still in it. You know, spot kicks. They were fantastic spot kicks. I mean, if you're looking for some sort of small detail, some sort of small ray of sunshine, cracking penalties. Tony's weird. What a weird fucking penalty kick. He isn't even looking at what he's doing, and it's just bang in the back of the net. But yeah, confident penalties. I was pleased for Saka, I will say that, after obviously what happened in the last Euros, to step up, to have the cojones to be able to step up in a pressurised situation and to get through, you know, to score was absolutely fantastic. But to me, it just seemed like from minute one, he was just happy to play the game out, play extra time out, and get the penalty kicks. Perhaps that is the game plan. I really, really don't know. But what I do know is that you've got players the likes of, you know, Gordon sat on the bench. What was the point of bringing him? What was the point of including him and getting his hopes up? He's had a cracking season for Newcastle United. Assists, goals, driving, running, being direct. One of the form players in the league. And I'm not just saying it because he's, you know, a Newcastle United player. He could have been playing for anyone and you'd still been saying the same. Ultimately, he's a game changer. He's a needle mover. He makes things happen. He'll provide some excitement, some energy, some direct running, you know, some crosses into the box. Everything we've been dying for. I think, you know, watching from an England perspective. And he just keeps them sat there. And it seems to me, since he had that little speak out after his few second cameo early on in the tournament, since he spoke out and sort of not even really criticised, but he just said, look, we can do better, we must do better, blah, blah, blah. Since he's made those comments to the media, he's just literally been, it's like he's out of Southgate's mind completely. And I just can't wait for him to get back to Tyneside, because I just hope it doesn't affect his confidence and his mojo and everything else, because he's been working towards getting in the England squad. He's got there and it hasn't worked out, and it's frustrating because he was the player of the tournament in the Euros last summer for obviously the youngsters. So you think you'd want to promote that and integrate that, and he offers something different to what other players can offer, and yet he's not getting anything. And it's just got to be down to Southgate, is how stubborn he is, how set in the ways he is. He'll be complaining about player fatigue next, but he's playing the same players all the time, and it's just the definition of insanity to repeat the same thing and expect a different outcome. These players who have started these games previously are producing the same performances time after time after time again. Try something different. Try something, try an alternative approach. Try different players, different formations, different tactics. Do something. But it's like, no, it's just his stubbornness. He's like, no, this is my way and it's going to be his way or no way. And I just think now, I've said it since day one, so it's not as if I'm jumping on the bandwagon. I've said it since day one. Having a snazzy waistcoat, being a yes man, an arse kisser, managing fucking Middlesbrough doesn't give you the qualifications in the CV to be a good international manager, be a good England manager in my book. So it's strange. It's very, 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 very strange. And like I said, I can't wait for him to get back to Tyneside. Eddie Howe, his man management, Mad Dog, everybody else, just to get him back on track in the shortest possible time. The Newcastle squad is going to be reporting back to duty, isn't it, very, very shortly next week. And hopefully after a short break, after the Euros are finished, we'll get them back, and that work to sort of get them back to what it was last season will begin. It also has begun, hasn't it, for Bruno, obviously overnight as well. Bruno was knocked out of the Copa America. Brazil losing on penalty kicks to Uruguay, so they are out. So Bruno, again, he'll take a break and then get back to Tyneside, ready for pre-season, ready for the tour to Japan. No doubt the companies who are paying mega bucks for us to go over there will want the likes of Bruno to be on that plane, to be in the squad for those matches. So I expect to see him in that game. I probably don't expect to see him earlier on, just because he's played so much football. That was his 64th game last night. Of an absolutely mega huge season, a season in which he's had to carry Newcastle United's midfield on its back because of the injuries, because of suspensions, so on and so forward. It's been a heck of a long season, so he'll take a break. He needs to recharge the batteries a little bit before heading back, and then I expect to see him probably on the the games in Japan leading up to the new season. Cannot wait for that. Cannot wait. Premier League football, Newcastle United and England, it's just like comparing fucking T-Rex and Barney the Bastard Dinosaur. The dinosaurs, yes, but that is where the similarity starts, and that's where the similarity ends. But yes, England somehow, going back to them, are into the semi-finals against the Dutch. Can we do it? Can we shithouse our way to the final? Who knows? Who knows? It's not the greatest Dutch team, but again, it's going to be another step up with regards to quality that they will be facing and opponents, no doubt. So again, they need to perform much better to be able to get past the Dutch. So yeah, we'll look forward to that game. Trippier still involved, still getting the minutes in. Gordon will sit on the bench, we all know that. He'll get fucking nout whatsoever, and then we'll see whether it's good enough for England to get through to the final. And if they do, successive finals in the European Championships up against, you would guess it would be Spain if it was going to be logical. But with regards to shithousing, it would just be so right for the tournament, for this final to be France v England. two teams who have been, let's face it, absolutely shite the entire way through. The flatter to deceive, but yet somehow they have found a way through. And perhaps this is the way. If you're to win a tournament, you need to shithouse your way all the way through, shithouse your way in the final, and just win the lot. I don't know. Perhaps this is the new way, and it's something that I'm not seeing at the moment. But as far as I'm concerned, the football has been absolutely and utterly fucking shite. I think all the teams look tired, exhausted. At times, it's like fucking walking football. There's no real quality, excitement, moments of magic, barring maybe the overhead kick. But you're just scraping around for like little scraps on the floor when it should be an absolute feast and a wealth of football. It should have been a celebration. I just don't think it's worked like that, to be honest. It's been one of the poorer competitions in my book in a long time, and yet England are balls deep in the competition. The semi-finals, so you think the excitement would be building up, it would be a crescendo of noise and passion, so on and so forward, and it's just not. I think most England fans sitting at home are sort of struggling to just to stay awake. So we'll see how it goes. Wednesday will be big. Can we shithouse our way through to the final? Will Gordon be given some sort of chance, some sort of opportunity, some sort of role to play? I've got everything crossed for him because he deserves it. He deserves the recognition. He deserves the opportunity. And he's there and he's available through form. He was absolutely fantastic for us throughout the season, and he produced it all the fucking time. So maybe Southgate needs to get the bastard Specsavers when he gets back home and get his glasses tested or something, because I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what his coaches are saying, but nah, you better get the Specsavers, would be my advice, to be honest. But yeah, as for Newcastle United, obviously it's gone a little bit quiet since Paul Mitchell came in. We made the appointment. What a cracking piece of business. 10 million quid and somebody who's way better than Dan Cashworth, who we fucking fucked off finally and sent him packing down to Manchester. Happy days. This was somebody who Manchester United actually wanted, who they preferred at one time. And he's waited for the right opportunity, the right project, and that right project is Newcastle United. And this guy has got a tremendous track record when it comes to recruitment and identifying gems, and it's that sort of thing that we're going to have to do more and more if we are to be able to close the gap on the teams towards the top. We're going to have to get a few gems in, a few good deals to be able to stretch the budget and to get good times ahead. So, fantastic appointment by Newcastle United. It has gone a little bit quieter over the last couple of days with regards to leaks and stuff like that. News stories, speculation and stuff. So, hopefully that's the new bloke coming in. He's very data-led approach to recruitment. So, perhaps he's putting his two pennyworths in and they are looking at those targets. And again, you would expect as the Euros come to its conclusion that the transfer market is going to heat up a little bit. Talk in the papers about £100 million budget to be able to stretch out to cover basically the two major positions, which is still another centre-back and an attacking right midfielder. And then from there, it's going to depend, who departs to what other business that we can do going forward. So if a Wilson goes, we'll be able to bring in another striker. If a Miggy goes, perhaps we can bring in somebody else in the midfield area, and so on and so forward. So any ideas, any suggestions down below in the comments? Thoughts about England performance, Anthony Gordon, why the hell is he not getting any sort of action this tournament? If you can find a reason or something, I'd love to read it in the comments below, because it literally blows my mind, and I'm sat there sniping and complaining throughout the 90 minutes to the missus about it, and I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't make sense. So yeah, any ideas, any speculation you've got down below, put it in the comments. Like and subscribe to Magpie 24/7. We've just passed the 4-year anniversary that we started off on the Facebook page. 153,000 now across all the social media accounts that we've got, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Threads and the YouTube channel, so on and so forward. Thank you, genuinely, it means a heck of a lot when we keep seeing the numbers go up all the time. They're very kind comments on the posts on social media where we put up a bit of a post saying, look, it's our 4-year anniversary for Magpie 24/7. It means a heck of a lot for your continued support, because we know there's a whole host of, you know, quality creators out there doing different stuff. So we appreciate the support on Magpie 24/7. The videos, everything will continue on. The posts on Facebook, the news, the views, the opinions, everything else, as it's always been across all of the social media channels. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and then, yeah, hopefully a bit of Newcastle United news. That'll start to ramp up over the next couple of days, fingers crossed, and a few more signings as well. So, yeah, keep it tuned, and I'll speak to you later.